Right, here we are. Now, where's the driver? So, get in.
In the summer of '82, Foot first met Tony Blair, the Labour candidate in the by-election at Beaconsfield in Buckinghamshire. It was a safe Tory seat, made safer by the Falklands factor.
Tony Blair joined the Labour Party, by the way, when I was leader. Some people forget that. Maybe he'd forgotten it too, but there you are.
Labour chose its candidate to match the tastes of the electors of Beaconsfield. Tony Blair's press secretary says that he's exactly the kind of young man that any Beaconsfield mother would be delighted to welcome as her daughter's escort to the young Conservative dance.
Together, we lost our deposits in that one, so we knew what defeats were like. Nobody who joined the Labour Party when I was leader can be accused of being a careerist.
Well, could I ask you, how have you found your day here at the Beaconsfield by-election?
Well, I think it's been a pretty good day. First of all, we've got a wonderful candidate. Everybody agrees that Tony Blair's one of the very best possible candidates there could be, and we're very proud of everything he's been saying here, and whatever the result, we believe that he's going to have a very big future in British politics.
What a prophet he is, isn't he? Word perfect. And you can't say that. I did said that to curry favour with Mr. Blair. I said that right at the beginning when I first met him. I think it's amazing.
Foot ran the '83 general election campaign on distinctly non-Blairite lines. Even his own deputy, Dennis Healey, felt that Foot had the wrong image, and his party's left-wing manifesto was seen as the longest suicide note in history.
He wasn't good as a party leader on television. He was a very good romantic rebel on television. But in an election, people are choosing a prime minister.
Thatcher, 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 not a man around to match her.
Who do we want? Who do we need? Who is the leader who really can lead Maggie Thatcher? It's Maggie for me.
We want a government at Westminster that really sets its energies and its imagination to the task of stopping the nuclear arms race and having a...
Although Foot delighted the activists with his left-wing policies of tax and spend, increased power for the trades unions and withdrawal from Europe, he failed to attract the middle ground. And Rupert Murdoch's Sun newspaper, along with almost all the press, were less kind to Foot than they would be to Blair 14 years later. And even Foot's friends, like the political satirists, called him Wurzel Gummidge.
Well, you know, a bit harsh, I would have thought. Doesn't catch my finer points. But obviously didn't help with the voters, did it?
Mrs. Thatcher had won by nearly 150 seats, and Labour had its lowest vote in 50 years. Foot returned to his home in Hampstead and resigned as leader.
It was a terrible defeat. Nobody could dispute that, and I was in the centre of it, and it was take some responsibility, or considerable responsibility for it.
Would you have liked to be Prime Minister?
I don't think I ever really considered it, because I don't think it was heaven on the cards. I did enjoy being a minister. I thought it was a good job, and I think it was a very exciting job, and it certainly made me think about politics in a different way. When I actually had the experience, I wouldn't have missed that for anything. But that's a different matter from saying that you should have been or would have enjoyed being Prime Minister. But I think I would have done it quite well.
Do you?
Yes.
Avanti populo e la riscossa, Bagnero rossa, Bagnero rossa.
Foot's chosen successor, Neil Kinnock, began the long task of rebuilding the Labour Party and started to shed the left-wing policies that Foot had long espoused.
Mr. Foot, would you like some white wine?
No, thanks.
Foot, who stayed a backbencher until 1992, has continued his literary career. He's now written 16 books in all. Earlier this year, he was a guest of honour at a party for Tribune, the paper that had first employed him 60 years ago.
Well, it's a pretty good occasion for it, isn't it?
It's quite a remarkable occasion, actually.
Yes.
We must have a tenth of our readers here.
Yes.
The Tribune Party brought together old and new Labour.
Michael, they say Michael is a great propagandist, and that has been absolutely true, his life's work. The first time I heard Michael speak, he started something like this. He said, in 1945, the good people of Plymouth, Devonport, elected me as their Member of Parliament. In 1955, the bastards threw me out.
We have this Michael Foot icon here. It's a knitted doll of Michael Foot. Comes complete with donkey jacket, C&E badge, Aldermaster walking stick, and a decidedly old Labour red tie.
There's been a strand of intelligent, democratic socialism that's kept going all through, and it's that what's going to see us through. And that
Socialism's almost a dirty word today.
Well, it's not with me and you, and
No,
it's
I
not
know, but
from
we're
there,
old
and it's-
Labour.
Well,
We're
no.
old Labour.
Michael Foot went to his first election meeting at the age of 6 in 1919, 5 years before the first Labour government was elected. In this year's general election, Foot and his wife loyally supported New Labour, even though they've seen the socialist policies they've spent a lifetime fighting for discarded by Tony Blair in the effort to make the party electable.
Angela Evans-Smith, Labour, 29...
Hey, that's it. Good old Basildon.
Foot and his friend Melvyn Bragg were giving a joint election night party in Hampstead.
And if I can say this to Lizzie, who came second and who is the Conservative candidate, I once fought a very hopeless Conservative seat in Beaconsfield in the south of England. And look what happened to me. So you never can tell.
Good leader then.
But if we have done well, then I know what this is a vote for. It is a vote for the future. It is not a vote for outdated dogma or ideology of any kind. It is a vote...
Do you think he was referring to your time as leader?
I don't think he was referring to me personally, because we got on very well together, but I think he's got his view about what these things that had to be changed and have been changed, and good luck to him.
But those closest to Foot, like his revolutionary socialist nephew Paul, can't believe that Blair is Foot's latest hero.
Oh, I think he really thinks it's bloody awful what's happening. You know, I'm sure he really thinks that. I don't think it's a personal thing against Blair or anything, but quite the opposite. He's always spoken up for Blair when I've attacked him there. You know, saying what he says, you know, how he speaks. Decent chap. You know, decent chap. Decent chap. So.
I think he'll eventually kill Tony Blair. I think he'll take his stick and break it over his head. No, he must be very, very depressed about the state of socialism, you know.
But Spike has the wrong idea of how I see this. I'm as excited as any other democratic socialist is to see such an event as this taking place before our eyes, a recovery, a political recovery such as has hardly been in the history of our country. The Labour Party is rejoicing up and down the country, left, right and centre, including maybe even my nephew Paul. He's not a member of the Labour Party, but we'll get him round eventually, I suppose, before I die.
Follow the old man wherever he wants to go, whoever may be the foe, how little of them we know. We'll follow the old man, whatever he talks about, whoever he wants kicked in and he wants thrown out. Because we love him and support him, he was with us in the 50s after all. And like him by the daylights we recall, he's the greatest party leader of them all.